Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for listening to Meaningless, where we dive into internet nonsense and try to understand what in the hell, if anything, it all means. Today, I am joined by my buddy Aaron. Aaron, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone.
You're doing great so far, Aaron. So, Aaron out. Aaron Butterfly. I have a meme for you to look at, and I would like you to explain to the listeners what it looks like and how it reads. Just the image here.
Okay. So we got two guys joining hands together, both flexible bicep arms. One is a black gentleman. One is a white gentleman.
You don't have to point out their races, but
Just
thanks.
trying to
for
be
visuals,
descriptive.
for visuals, that's great.
One side says Disney. The other arm says VTubers. And when their hands lock together, it's saying, "Don't fuck with the mouse."
All right, yeah. So this episode is going to take a pretty deep dive into what is going on here. And it's very sad. It's a very sad and messed up situation, but bear with me, Aaron. There will be a bright spot in the end of the episode. I promise. You just have to stick it out, no matter how infuriating the situation gets, okay?
All right, I'll bear through.
So we have the meme. It's in the classic format of two muscular arms reaching out to each other and clasping hands in solidarity. The solidarity is between Disney and VTubers supporting the idea, don't fuck with the mouse. Now, we all know that the Disney mouse is that Mickey twat and we don't care. The other mouse in question is the Puerto Rican VTuber who goes by the name Ironmouse. And this meme was posted on Blue Sky in response to the announcement that VShojo, a VTuber talent company, would be shutting down. Now, Aaron, I'm guessing you have no idea about this situation or even who VTubers are.
No.
All right.
Not at all.
So I guess I'm going to have to explain first, what are VTubers and what do they do? Essentially, VTubers are content creators who use face mapping programs to animate on-screen avatars for their videos and live streams. Essentially, it's like watching an influencer who's also a cartoon.
Gotcha.
VShojo is a company that was ostensibly created to help VTubers turn their content into a career. According to VShojos, who are, god damn it, edit all that out. VShojo is a company that was ostensibly created to help VTubers turn their content into a career. According to the VShojo's Who Are We page on their website, quote, "We are a VTuber company based in San Francisco, California. Our organization launched on November 24th, 2020. VShojo's mission is to help VTubers turn their passion into a profession through dedicated management, tech innovations, collaboration, and support." I actually know from experience that a service like this would be appealing. Back in 2015, I actually started the technical process of making a VTuber streaming channel work. However, I quickly learned that some of the affordable software at the time had stipulations on its use without paying for a business tier license. Furthermore, I had no idea how to create my own character, and using one of the standard models would quickly be recognized and would have likely already been put to use by another creator. A company like what VShojo was supposed to be would have been tremendous support for a project like that. The aforementioned VTuber known as Ironmouse joined VShojo as a founding member in November of 2020. She is now one of the most popular VTubers in the world. In fact, in September of 2024, during a subathon, she broke the record of highest number of subs on Twitch, tweeting, "Words cannot express how I'm feeling, nor can they express my gratitude. Thank you all so much for the incredible support, and thank you for changing my life. We dreamed big, and we did it, bros. I love you all." So, some background on Ironmouse. Her name comes from a Sailor Moon villain, Sailor Ironmouse. But as we will learn, she herself is very much not a villain, but more on that later. She has a primary immunodeficiency disorder known as Common Variable Immunodeficiency, or CVID. If you think the full name of the disorder is a mouthful, it was previously known as Adult Onset Hypogammaglobulinemia, so there's that. Because of CVID, she got ill very frequently. Often being bedridden and isolated, she wanted to make friends and had the idea of doing live streams to do so. However, she was afraid to show her face online. So a friend of hers introduced her to FaceRig, a program in which 3D avatars mimic the facial movements of someone via their webcam. So she was able to live stream as an anime character. Since then, of course, she has become a very big name among influencers. I first heard of her recently because of a song she did with BBNO$, or Baby No Money, or whatever the fuck he's called. All I know is I've enjoyed his music lately, and I might be talking about him in a later episode. Anyway, this month, July 2025, Ironmouse left VShojo, explaining on her YouTube channel in a video appropriately titled, Why I Left VShojo.
I am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo.
Yeah, $500,000 is nothing to scoff at. So Ironmouse has been known to do a lot of charity work, mostly raising money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And I always try to look into fundraising efforts from public figures because of how often we hear about fraud or mismanagement being involved when popular online personalities are claiming to raise money. Ironmouse appears to be legit as fuck, however. A spokesperson for the Immune Deficiency Foundation told Newsweek, our ongoing relationship with Ironmouse is both long-standing and transparent. Each time she hosted a fundraising activity, she has done so with care to ensure that contributions are handled responsibly. She has been steadfast in her genuine commitment to supporting our organization and our mission. Fucking kudos to Ironmouse, right?
Seriously.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, she sounds like an absolute hero, and we need more influencers like her, because too many influencers are turning out to be fucking dicks. According to this video that she posted, however, over $500,000 is still owed to charity by VShojo. She is, without a doubt, making a big call out and a major claim with this video. So, it's a good thing, Aaron, that the CEO and co-founder of VShojo, known online as Gunrun, took to Twitter and totally put this all to rest. Quote, VShojo has failed. I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today I am sharing the difficult news that VShojo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led to this point. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are paying the price. Over the past few years, we raised around, I don't fucking care about all this, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the meat of this. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs. I firmly believed, based on information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I owe its consequences. So, I'm not sure how to take this other than the fact that he's full of shit. What I specifically don't understand is, for what is he apologizing? He says, quote, some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for charitable initiative. Then in the same paragraph, he claims that he believed he would be able to raise investment capital to cover the company's costs and all expenses, but was unsuccessful and decided to, quote, pursue funding. Right? Like, what?
So, sorry, but you're not getting your money.
Essentially, yeah. Like
Covering his own assets. Yeah.
Yeah, covering his own ass is what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I don't get, like, what's his excuse here? Like, so taking the charity money and taking money raised by talent he's supposed to be supporting was pursuing funding. Does that make any sense?
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make it. No, not to me anyway. He stole the money from charity, and I find it difficult to believe that one of the VTubers and founding members could raise $500,000 in charity and him not realize it. In fact, Twitch streamer Ludwig tweeted at the time that Ironmouse was raising money and building her sub count.
Okay.
Quote, Ironmouse just blew past my old Twitch sub record, and it still has another day to break Kai's record. I've seen some weird people flame her on Twitter the past couple of weeks, but I hope she shatters the all-time sub record. She is a great streamer and has one of the best stories on Twitch, and she is also donating half the money raised to charity. Go Ironmouse. And look who retweeted it. I want you to read the name of the person who retweeted that.
Ludwig at
No, the retweet. That's squared in the square there.
Oh, the gun run reposted.
Yeah. The gun run is that CEO. Not a good look.
No, it's not.
Not a good look for him.
He's burying his own grave.
Yup. So clearly he knew, right?
Yeah.
And this quote unquote apology it's written the way it's written, specifically the part about firmly believing the company could cover all its expenses. And it's almost as if he used the money knowing where it came from and thought he could make up for it before anyone would notice.
Seriously.
That's what it sounds to me.
Like,
right? Now, that's not specifically what he said, but the verbal proximity of the cost-covering excuse to mentioning spending charity funds leads me to think that he's trying to get ahead of it if it can later be proven that he knowingly spent the money raised for charity.
right.
This is a poorly written apology with some ham-fisted attempts at sleight-of-hand self-absolvement. I don't buy it, and I don't think anyone else does either. Even Jacksepticeye commented on the post, quote, "Keeping charity money is some movie villain shit."
It's some movie villain shit.
When you piss off good guy Jacksepticeye, you probably fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
This comment made me the saddest, though, in response to the VShojo post. And it's Ironmouse commenting, "You broke my heart, my spirit, and my trust." Ugh,
Damn.
that jabbed my feels.
Yeah.
Like, Aaron, I don't think I'm going to make it. Aaron, I think I died. Yep. Anyway, it sounds like this gun run guy is a real ass. His real life name is Justin Ignacio. So information about this situation is still unfolding. So it's been difficult to track down a lot of information here. And also because NDAs keep people from wanting to say too much. Some NDAs, however, have potentially expired.
Oh,
Yeah.
juicy.
So this brings me to another VTuber known as Vebe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I have actually never watched any of these people's content before. Not that I wouldn't enjoy it if I did. It just haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of it. But anyway, Vebe's streams are marked 18 plus. Don't get your hopes up, Aaron. I'm pretty sure it's not hentai.
Ah.
I'm like 60% certain it's not hentai. Okay, looking at our Twitter page, I'm like 30% certain it's not hentai. Anyway, she took to Twitter to make some pretty serious allegations of her own against VShojo. And I gotta tell you, I really feel for her in this situation. She writes, "Back in 2023, VShojo tried to bully me into one of the most predatory contracts I've ever seen. When I tried to ask more about it, their COO got extremely hostile with me and refused to answer any of my questions. And so I had to hire a lawyer in order to get some clarification. During the talks, it became clear that VShojo would rather let me go than take less from me. They were ultimately wanting me to give up more than half of all my sponsor revenue and over 60% of all merch sales."
What?
Isn't that fucked
God,
up?
half the sponsors and 60% of their merch sales? Is that
Yeah,
what you said? Oh my goodness.
Yes. I'm starting to think that VShojo's claim of being a, quote, talent first VTuber company,
Yeah, no.
I'm starting to think that's as full of shit as that apology.
Yeah.
So, Vebe continues with, quote, in order for me to leave, they demanded I sign an NDA that prevented me from speaking to any of the other talent about it. I could not say why I was leaving. I could not say what the terms that I was saying no to were. They would watch my streams, read my Discord, and then threaten to sue me if I said anything that hinted toward how I really felt about the company. I was always threatened with a lawsuit. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
extremely
fucked up situation. But this next part really frustrates me, especially because it's related to this nonsense cancel culture atmosphere that we have to deal with online. And before anybody calls me out for saying on Twitter that Ignacio should be canceled for stealing the money from charity, rethink that thought process. Stealing charity money is an act worthy of being canceled over, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I think that's reasonable. So Vebe, writing about her experience after leaving the company, says, quote, another one of their leave terms was that they will announce both me and Silver, that's another person who left the platform, on the same day in order to minimize the damage to their company. Their COO has begun to push a narrative on 4chan and other social media that I am leaving because I plan to join OTK and that both me and Silvervale are troublemakers, so they are letting us go. Later, I found out that Nyanners, another VTuber, wanted to leave around the same time due to also being unhappy with the contract, but was told that she couldn't because it didn't fit their narrative that they were pushing internally and externally. The amount of hate we've gotten over leaving, from fans calling us greedy bitches to people saying we were abandoning our friends and tossing aside the company because we're successful enough. Shit was fucking painful. Not being able to say anything sucked.
Dude, they had to bite their tongues too. Like, man,
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
it's extremely fucked up.
Like, I mean, that situation, like, so this is a horrible situation to find yourself in, being reprimanded by the people who should be supporting you and having your hands tied legally so you can't defend yourself. This is why we need to tread carefully with public judgments and public shaming. Again, fuck Ignacio. He admitted to misappropriating the charity money.
Yeah.
She also claims that Philip Fortuna, I don't know how he pronounced it, but that's how you would typically pronounce that last name. He's known online as MTD, which stands for Mao Ten Du. I know this is besides the point, but that is a really fucking dumb name.
It is.
I try really. It's so stupid.
Disease.
I try really hard not to think that way about other people's creative choices.
Right.
So I'm trying not to be annoyed by that name, but I am, and I can't help it right now, especially since he sounds like a real fucking creep. Vebe claims that MTD was reprimanded for being creepy to the VTubers and was told not to private message them.
Wow. Whoa.
That sounds bad, Aaron.
That sounds very bad.
That sounds really bad. And Natasha Nyanners, the other VTuber who worked with VShojo, said this in response to Ve's post. MTD had the audacity to talk shit about you to my face at a party the year that we left. He got uncomfortably close and up in my face and was like, come on, I know the real reason you left. I know it was because of Ve. She talked you into it, etc. It was infuriating. I know he's spreading that same shit to other staff, talent, and other industry people. Seeing one of my closest friends get dragged through the mud like this for years was awful. You did absolutely nothing wrong and had so much shit flung at you just because they wanted to push a narrative to protect their company. For him to act like he's completely blameless is insulting. He is a creepy motherfucker, and there's a lot more, obviously, but a lot of it is not my story to tell. I have a feeling a lot more shit's coming out.
Yeah.
I have a feeling some more shit.
All out there.
I have a feeling that more shit's going down. So, I mean, as people talk to their lawyers and become more comfortable with what they can and can't say, I feel like we're just seeing some leaks here. I think that once the floodgates
Truth
open,
is coming out.
yeah, once the floodgates open, it's going to be bad. Now, I will say, if you find yourself in a situation like this, it is important to know that just because a company goes out of business does not necessarily mean that all of their NDAs are toothless. I don't know for certain what terms or time frame of Febe's parting NDA were, but terms can be quite extensive. For example, I had to sign an NDA when I was part of the closed alpha testing of the division, and I wasn't allowed to discuss anything about the game's alpha version for 10 years after signing, which was long after the game's public release. Ve posted to Twitter, however, quote, "They'll have to steal from another charity to sue me."
That was good.
That's pretty
clever.
Good. It's hard not to get a kick out of that one.
No.
Another VTuber, Kamala, who had auditioned for VShojo, tweeted, seeming to speak to them directly or to Ignacio directly. Quote, "You have no idea how many times your talents called me in tears, suffering due to your neglect and the way you constantly mistreated them. They weren't getting paid. They weren't getting responses from you for over 6 months, and other heart-shattering moments I can't share yet." If I were Ignacio or MTD or anybody at VShojo, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah, that's haunting.
Like, that yet means she didn't say she can't talk about it. She said she can't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
So
find a way.
So VShojo had always put on this image of a growing, successful talent agency, and for a good while they appeared to be growing phenomenally. The debut of their Japanese expansion met wild success with partnerships with the Japanese VTubers. One such example is Kei-san, Japanese VTuber. And Kei-san had her own input on the situation. In response to Gunrun's apology, she commented, "Why didn't you let us know the moment you realized the situation? Why did I get the information 2 weeks ago, not from the company, but from my homegirls? Why did you lie to the Japan branch a week ago that everything was good and taken care of?"
Wow.
Yeah. Talk about a lack of transparency.
Trying to cover their own asses.
Again, bad. Another bad look for Gunrun. So now, if you take a moment to consider the creators involved, it's easy to realize that this is a devastating situation for them. They were sold the illusion of an opportunity and were financially and socially abused in the process. They took heat for trying to protect themselves. A company they trusted took legal action to threaten and to silence them. Looking for help with your creative outlet should not be met with so much avoidable stress. This is a fucked up situation, but I said that there would be a bright spot in the end.
Okay.
And to bear with me. So I want to bring your attention to the fact that Ironmouse is still raising money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
That's great.
She has a Tiltify page where money is raised, which we will be linking in the description of this episode. The Tiltify page has a goal of $10,000 for raising money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I want you to guess how much money has been raised so far.
10,000.
As of recording this episode, she has raised more than $1.3 million.
Close. Wow. She's an Iron Mouse. She's an Iron Mouse.
She's a fucking hero. She's a fucking hero. I love this person. None of the creators deserve to go through what VShojo has put them through, especially not somebody doing as much good as Ironmouse. Anyway, what are your thoughts?
She's a hero, man.
He's
Helped the the VTuber industry like that. Like
she's fucking
legend.
awesome.
Yeah. It's such a great cause she's doing it for too.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, reading through this, I'm like, if a lot of this, if more of the community is this wholesome, I've been missing a good part of the internet, you know?
Yeah, that's actually very well put because I'm starting to feel the same way now.
Yeah. No, I think that's incredible. I really wish more creators were awesome like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are good ones out there. There are good people out there. And it's nice to be reminded of that sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. There's good ones. They're not all bad.
Thank you for being on, Aaron. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Nate, for having me.
Yeah. And thank you all so much for listening. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, people of the internet.
Oh, yeah. And I know I've actively told listeners to not follow me online because I'll never notice or post anything. I've been using Twitter a lot lately, so if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's @MaimingLessPod.